and welcome to Katarina's Infamy. So it's been a little while and I'm happy to be back. Unfortunately this is not a happy topic today because I'm going to be talking about animal cruelty. So sorry about that, but it is very important and it seems to be a bit of a hot topic at the moment. So about a week ago, before she was grossly overshadowed by the heinous and brutal killings and slaughterings of dinosaurs and unicorns by the infamous Steven Spielberg, there was a girl called Kendall Jones. She was a 19-year-old cheerleader who went out to Africa with her dad and she would hunt endangered species. Now the topic of endangered species hunting has come up before, but this was really significant in that it caused such an uproar amongst especially social media. Well, she posted pictures of herself on Facebook smiling and happy with, her dead animal trophies. And so a lot of people were very angry about that. There was a Facebook page called Kill Kendall Jones. A lot of death threats, also on Twitter, people telling her, why don't you run through the bush and I'll shoot you in the face with a gun. And I'm still kind of trying to understand why there was so much anger. There was a petition also that went around, people were signing, saying she shouldn't be allowed back into Africa. I think like 100,000 people petitioned to the White House and things like that. So first of all, I can't see that it's because she's killing innocent animals, because I can't see that these 100,000 people, that every single one of them was a vegetarian. And if they eat meat, then they must know where the dead animal on their plate comes from. I mean, that was an animal that was killed, so it can't be that. It could be the endangered moniker, because obviously an endangered species, we need to preserve them, etc. But from what I've been able to ascertain on my little research that I did, was that hunters such as Kendall and her dad actually help conserve these endangered species. So hunters such as Kendall will pay a significant amount of money to be able to hunt one of these, endangered species, and then for that money, that's used actually to conserve the rest of their species. So be it, helping preserve the habitat. So I'm thinking it must just be the nature of the pictures that she posted, because there's a hot blonde next to a dead animal and she's hugging some of them with almost childlike joy, and there's something kind of perverse about it, that she's taking so much joy in this animal's death. So I can see that would rub people the wrong way. Other than that, I kind of feel that from the pictures it seems that these animals, at least they have a natural life in their natural habitat, they roam free, and then they come to an end. But at least their life is good, as opposed to these animals. Now that is a picture of animals that we eat every day. This is how they are kept, this is how they are raised, just so that we can eat them. And unfortunately I've come to the conclusion that we are all responsible for that. Well, anybody who's not a vegetarian or a vegan. And I include myself in that because I actually have known about this for a significant amount of time. I have known about this for years, probably most of my life. And so far, except for one period of 3 years where I was a vegetarian when I was like a teenager, I've decided to sort of turn the other way because I've been too lazy, too complacent, and too cheap to do anything about it. And I sort of justified it with, well, I'm just one person and I don't eat that much meat. But it doesn't really fly, because the truth is that we could end this type of cruelty. We could end it not by signing petitions, not by going on demonstrations, not by changing the laws, although all those things would be good. We could end it just by not buying meat in a supermarket. And in case, because that only occurred to me today as well, in case some of you don't know how these animals are kept, it's really, really gruesome. Some of these animals are kept in cages they can't even turn around their entire life. their muscles deteriorate, so they get fatter, their legs break, and they just sit there in their cage. Actually, I was watching this morning, I just discovered it also, a YouTube video by Paul McCartney. It's called If Slaughterhouses Had Glass Walls, We'd All Be Vegetarians. And I'm putting the link down below. And he shows and describes some of the methods that are used, that we use for these animals to eat, to farm them. And it's harrowing. It's horrible. I could only watch half of the video and then I had to switch it off. It was too horrible. And I'm not squeamish. And I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with eating meat or killing animals for food, because it's sort of nature. And I will happily watch Twilight when she brings me a mouse or a rat or a bird, and they're usually still alive. I will watch her kill it, and I will watch her eat it in front of me. And it goes crunch, 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 and then there's just a paw left or something. Other people would already find that pretty disgusting. It doesn't bother me. I'm happy and proud to see that, because that's nature, that's what she's supposed to do. We are not supposed to keep these animals this way. It's horrendous. Please do watch the video. I just suddenly realized that I am partially responsible for these atrocities because I have been supporting them. You know, and you can say, oh, I'm only one person, does that make a difference? But of course it does, because we're all just one person. I'm one person, and then you are one person, and your mother, your father, your best friend are one person. And if you do something about it, the next person might, and it can snowball. You know, so the world is made up of a sum of lots of one persons. Please let me know what you think. Do tweet me at Katarina's Infamy, and also comments below. As I said before, I put the link to Paul McCartney's video and perhaps a couple of other links down there, so you can do a little bit of research on the subject yourself. And thank you for watching, truly.